Hola a todos, bienvenido a mi canal. Welcome back to my GUARD1ANES 2021 series that I have on my YouTube channel where we talk about all things Chivas and all the games that they play. Starting today, obviously with the big one, the Super Classico, the Classico Nacional, the Classico de Classicos. Spent pretty much all week looking forward to this game, I'm not going to lie. A little bit of apprehension and nervousness as well, obviously, given Chivas' terrible form this year. Still an occasion for excitement, and obviously it was a bit of a weird one this time. Obviously America doing so well at the moment, we're doing so badly. Um, it was just a really weird mixture of excitement and nervousness and fear, basically. I think all Chivas fans were probably not confident going into this game at all. Probably the opposite, I think. I think it's fair to say. Um, what can I say? Obviously, we ended up losing 3-0 to Club America at home, which is absolutely embarrassing, even though we're in a pretty bad run of form at the moment. The coach doesn't really know what he's doing, in my opinion. The players aren't playing for the badge either. Maybe Macias, maybe Vega a little bit because of their stats, but it doesn't look like they're playing for the badge. But it's getting beat so entirely at home. What can I say? I'll try to start at the beginning of the game. So obviously, I think the biggest thing I liked about this game, but especially about the lineup, is that Beltran started. I thought, okay, cool. Finally get to see what Beltran and Molina can do. I was a little bit worried because they're both really central defensive midfielders. It looked like a bit of a defensive lineup. Well, it's our usual lineup, but two central defensive midfielders in the middle of the park. You're thinking, okay, Vistic is obviously going to sit back, hit them on the counter with our, pacey wide players and our forward players. Macias, Vega, Antuna, Mayorga, they're all quick, rapid players, and it's just obvious that's what Vistic was going to be planning to do. I'm pretty sure Solari probably knew that and planned his tactics accordingly. So apart from Beltran starting, that was pretty much my only thought going into the lineup is, two central defensive midfielders. Hey, Briseño as well has had a mistake in him the last few, a lot of times this season, and was a bit apprehensive, but he is still an experienced centre back. I think, okay, well, it's a Classico Nacional. He's obviously been talking it up over the week. You think, okay, maybe they're all going to be fired up, not just him, but the whole team. Yeah, it just for me, rather than the scoreline, for me, what was so disappointing about this game is we didn't fight at all. We absolutely gave Club America the control. Here you go, have the ball. We'll sit back in our area, in our half. We'll just wait for you to attack us, and then we'll try and attack you in the counter. That's the away team's strategy. That should be the away team. That should be what the away teams should be doing. We should not let our biggest rivals go into our stadium and give them the ball, give them the full control of the game, and wait for some scraps or wait for a mistake or something. So embarrassing. I didn't like it. I mean, the first 15-20 minutes, alright. I wasn't actually that annoyed about it because you think, okay, Club America are a level above us now. I think we can agree with that. So I'm thinking, okay, the beginning of the game is always the nerviest bit. You never really know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to be on it and who ain't. And then, so you think, okay, well, if you hold it back for the first 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, fair enough. Stabilise it, get into the game, and then go. But we didn't attempt to try to take control of this game from them at all in the whole game. We're just happy to let them have the ball, happy to sit back, happy to try and counter. We did have a good chance at the beginning of the game, sure. And if that had gone in, it would have been a really totally different game in my opinion. But it didn't go in. And we just sit back. And what really annoyed me was when we went 1-0 down. Obviously, it's obviously going to be Henry Martin scoring the goal. Obviously, he's the biggest Mexican striker rival to Macias in the league at the moment. There's all these rumours about him going to Chivas next year. Um, so, of course, it would be him that scores. And it was a good goal. All of his goals were good today, or both of his goals. But even when we went 1-0 down, it was just like, no, let him have the ball. We'll just stay back. Stay back. We didn't try to attack them, really, apart from on the counter-attack. And for me, that just exposes Vucic's complete lack of attacking tactics. He just does not know how to attack. You've got players like Macias and Vega and Atuna. I would reckon, I can imagine staring at him in training going, what are we supposed to be doing? What do you want us to do? Because we want to go and run at their goal and try and score. We don't want to sit back and have to defend and wait for long balls over the top all the time. Macias can turn them into a goal. I'm not going to deny that. He can take, he can get a long ball into the box, and if he gets it, and he can control it, he's got a good chance of scoring. But we shouldn't be doing that at home. So we go 1-0 down, you're thinking, okay, we have no choice now. We have to attack them. We have to get the ball, have possession for longer than 2 seconds, and actually try and make something work and make an attack. And in America, aren't that good defensively. Other teams have been proving that all season. They can be got at and they can be scored on. Attacking wise, they're pretty good. I'm not going to lie. But defensively, they are frail. And they were there to be got at. Ochoa's, while he's good, in an America show, I think he's got a mistake in him. He can be got at. Calderon proved that last year. We just didn't at all ever try to attempt that. You think to yourself, okay, 1-0 down, we've got literally, like I said, we've got no choice. We have to go at them. And we didn't. We just kept staying back, back, and then obviously goals 2 or 3 come in to quick succession, and that's it. That's it. That's the end of the game. 3-0 down. Obviously, we had a man sent off as well. Ponce came on for about 5-10 minutes and then got himself sent off, which is absolutely fantastic, by the way. That, for me, it not only symbolises pretty much his last couple of seasons for Chivas, it also justifies me, because obviously, he scored. He scored recently for us, and I think won us the game. And I remember saying at the time, that doesn't negate all the mistakes that he does, all the bad things that he does. It's good that he scored, and it's good that we got something out of the game. I think he won us a draw. Actually, we didn't win. I don't think we've won a game in about a month. But he's just not a good player anymore. And we have a bunch. We have a bunch of players, probably 6 or 7 players that are just clearly not good enough to play for Chivas anymore. I can list them out. Molina as well. I still don't rate him, even though he scores a couple of goals here and there. People want Godinho out. I rate Godinho. I think he's just... Our defence are rubbish. Mayorga and Mia, for me, are the only good defenders we have. I'll have Chakotay in there. I'll start Chakotay, but for me, he's more of an attacker. He's not actually that good defensively, and I think that's why Vucic starts Mayorga over him all the time now, because Mayorga's a little bit better defensively. I think Mayorga's surprised me. When he came back, in the summer, I was a bit disappointed because I wanted Chakotay to be our absolutely starting left back. And I still do, to be honest. Although Mayorga's been great, he's been one of our best defenders. Him and Mia, that's it. Sepulveda, I don't really think he's up to it. I think he's got a big future. I just don't think he's up for it now. Briseño's form has dropped. I mean, he's nosedived this season for some strange reason. He was alright last season. He was one of our best defenders. Him and Mia were really quite solid last season, and I think that's why we got so far in the Liga. But this season, he's just nosedived, like I said. That's it. So you can blame Godino all you want, but the players in front of him, 85% of the players in front of him are just not good enough, and they are just going to let us get scored on. Like Henry Martin's first goal. My first initial reaction was that Godino came out and then exposed himself, and then the goal went in. When I look back at the replay, because I tweeted it out as well, when I look back at the replay, so like, you can just watch our entire back line just watching the ball sail over and then watching Henry Martin header it in. It's just like, well, okay, fair enough. Godino stepped out, really should have done, but there's nothing he could have done for that. It's 6-7 yards out. Just a really good header. Godino can't do anything about that. There's like 3 players around Martin that could have tried to stop him to head the ball, and they just didn't do it. They just stood there, literally. And you think, well, I think that's why Godino gets scored on a lot. I think if he had a much more stable defence, I think his stats would be a lot better. But yeah, I mean, Macias, was a bit of a ghost today. Vega, you can see that he's trying to do stuff. He's kept whipping the ball in the box. Let's see, Antuna had a bit of a poor game. And Kudo as well. All our attackers just pretty much passengers this whole game. What can I say? I mean, I don't want to go on about too much. Yeah, I don't want to make this video a 15-minute rant of me just moaning about it. It's embarrassing. Demoralising. We don't deserve Ligia, in my opinion, let alone if we can actually get it. I don't even know if we can get it now. We need at least 2 more wins to pretty much guarantee it. And even that is, I can't see us winning another game under Vucic, in my opinion. The guy just does not know how to coach an attacking team that actually likes to score goals. He reminds me of Sam Allardyce, actually. He would be really good at keeping the team up from relegation, but actually making a title charge, I don't think he has it in him anymore. We need someone young, man. We need someone young who actually has a plan, who actually knows what he's doing, who actually knows how to attack, preferably an ex-striker or something, to come in and just be like, here Macias, here Vega, here Antuna, this is what you guys all need to do to score a fucking goal. I mean, I feel stupid saying that, because I'm well aware that Macias has scored 6 goals this season, and Vega's at the top of the assist stats, but we just cannot score. It's odd, it's strange, but we just can't score to save our lives. And this game is just embarrassing. I thought it was going to be a lot closer. I'm thinking there's no way America or Chivas are scoring more than 2 goals this game. I thought both teams were going to score. I felt like Macias was going to score, or Antuna, or some random like Mallorca or Molina was going to score, Ponce or whoever. I really did think that we were going to score, because America are frail at the back, and they can be scored on quite easily. Obviously not against that, not by us, but still. I thought it was going to be 2-1. I just thought that the mystery was going to be who scored 2 and who scored 1. Yeah, but of course it would be a 3-0, obviously. But it wasn't a fair reflection. By the time the second goal got in, whatever fight that was left in Chivas' players was just sapped. And the third goal was a bit of a weird, scrappy goal, but I think it was Cordova that scored it as well. So he was quite good as well. He was always a threat. He's clearly one of their best players, one of the best players in the league. I hope he goes to Europe soon, by the way. Sorry, all my Americanistas that watch this, if any of them do. I mean, what can I say? I'm not going to go on about it anymore. It's so disappointing. I'm going to be annoyed about this now for at least a couple of weeks. It's not getting beat 3-0. It's the way we just gave it up. We just let them have the game. That must have been the America players' most easiest game that they've probably played all season. Just have the ball, pass it around to each other for 10-15 minutes and then score a goal. But I don't really think we're going to get rid of him before the end of the season. Maybe if we don't get to Ligia, he might get sacked then. Because as I say, I have genuine doubts that we're going to make it to the gear, and even if we do, we are not going to go far. Not the way we've been playing this season. It can all change to the gear. I'll give them that, but I don't. I don't even know if we're going to get to the gear. And then, who do we bring in? I don't want to bring another random, one-of-the-meal old has-been that doesn't know how to attack, doesn't know how to win trophies. Pierre Herrera is undoubtedly going to get linked. I don't really want him. For me, so if you're failing in America, you probably do, probably succeed a little bit in Chivas. But he's not what we need. We need someone young, man. We need someone young and has an actual plan, and maybe not that experienced. And this whole thing about needing experience in the league is BS. I mean, there's a whole thing about in the Premier League, or if it's not Premier League proven. Well, that doesn't really matter if you've got talent and you know what you're doing. It shouldn't matter. Maybe there's an adjustment period, sure, but other than that, it shouldn't matter. And I don't think it takes anybody too long to kind of get used to Liga MX and used to how it's run. Maybe the the back office kind of things that that will take a long time to realise who does what, and the kind of power play behind the scenes. But actually on the pitch against the teams, I don't think it takes long to kind of get used to the league at all. But I could be wrong. People that have loved the league a lot longer than I have might disagree with that, and fair enough. But I just don't want to make this video going on too much longer. It's just so disappointing. It's the way we lost. It's not the scoreline. It's not the fact that we lost. It's just the way we lost. It's the way we gave it to them on a platter. We made it so easy for them. It must have been the easiest game they've played all season. Probably they were probably really surprised at just how little they had to fight for possession, get into our box to have a shot. It's just easy. The players need to look at themselves as well. I mean, I blame Vucic 100% for this defeat, but the players need to look at themselves. They were not playing like they loved the club. They loved the badge. They had fans there as well. You think to yourself, okay, there's fans there. There's people actually shouting stuff at them and booing them or whatever. You'd think that would lift them up and they would push them to fight more, but evidently not. Altuna, just went back to pre-lockdown Altuna, where, he's just so nervous and unsure. Yeah, well, let me know what you thought about the game. What disappointed you about it? Are you happy? Are you an Americanist? So you're happy about it? I don't know whether any Americanistas watch my channel. I think that one or two do from Twitter, but let me know what you think. Was it an easy game? Am I just being too hard on my team? Do you think it's more the player's fault than Vucic's? Or do you think it's his fault? Who do you think that needs to come in? Do you have any ideas of any youngish coaches that maybe are a bit out of left field that no one's really thought about or talked about? Do you think they could come in and do a job? Just let me know. I'm just going to be annoyed about this now for the next couple of weeks. I'm not confident at all now that we can win the next game, let alone go to the Liga. I'm just so disappointed at the moment. But anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. I always reply to every comment, so let's have a discussion. Are you confident about next game? Because I'm not, truth to be told. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I know that me ranting is not the most entertaining thing you can watch on YouTube, but I do appreciate it. It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's every so often, it's more often than not now with Chivas where it's just a disappointing result, and it's embarrassing. This is embarrassing, and they should all be, embarrassed and ashamed, actually ashamed of themselves that they allowed their biggest rival to go to their house and just take whatever they wanted. You know, it's exactly how it was. There you go. Take whatever you want. I ain't gonna fight you. I'm not gonna defend myself. Just take whatever you want. It's all yours. Yeah, it's just embarrassing. But anyway, guys, I will be back next week for another video. Hopefully, it's a win, but I'm not getting my hopes up too high. So yeah, take it easy, guys. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios.